As we have just heard, the issue of land ownership could incite further tensions in areas that have already seen heavy conflict. Shifan spoke with M.I.M Mohideen, head of the Muslim Documentation Center, to find out more about the extent of the problem, specifically for the Muslim community, as well as possible solutions.
How have these land disputes affected people over the years in the North and East?
After 1983, the communal problem, Tamils in the Northeast took up a different view with regard to the Muslims, and they forcibly occupied the lands cultivated by the Muslims. In almost 493 odd locations, the lands cultivated by nearly 30,000 Muslim families, extent is about 100,000 acres of land. They forcibly occupied, they chased the Muslims out. Muslims lost their livelihood and underwent untold hardship for a very, very long time. Government couldn't do anything.
Why was that? Why couldn't they do it?
Because of this LTT problem. Then IPK came. Then terrorist problem came. Things became very, very difficult. Then we took up this matter, and while we were discussing the issue with the Tamils, the peace talk collapsed, and that was the end of it.
All right.
The problem today is LTT is no more there. They say the Muslims can go back to their land. But the Tamils who have been occupying that land for nearly 15 to 20 years, they have been in the land, and Muslims are, there's a very serious problem.
But the legal owners are the Muslims.
The legal owners, the land belongs to the state. State lands have been cultivated by the Muslims on title deeds, then permits, and the LDO permits, and the other one is PLR, Paddy Cultivation Register. But whatever it is, the detail of the ownership or the cultivation of the lands is with the agricultural department of each district and each village. Muslims have been cultivating continuously, uninterrupted, for quite some time, till they were chased out. Now LTT is not there, Muslims want to go back to their land. That is not being done. Muslims, some people are going, some people are not there, and still the permit holders are being, they don't know where to stand. The government is going to renew their permit, or the PLR or people are going to be given their permits or the title deeds. There's a big confusion, you see.
Now this leads me to a question. We're talking about the Muslims. Is the land issue a one-sided problem? Is it only the Muslims who have been affected? How about the other communities?
Now, why I am talking about the Muslims, Sinhalese also there, but Sinhalese lands were not taken. Most of the Sinhalese land in Ampara and there were a few places in Batticaloa and Trincomalee. The Tamils did not go and grab the lands like what they did from the Muslims. There are cases of lands belonging to the Sinhalese also they have taken, but not to that extent. You see, in places like Pothuville and Otamavadi Valachena and Tirukkovil, Thambilivil, that area, and Kuchavali and Mudur, Kinniya, Kurangupanjan area, the entire Muslim population was chased out. That is the difference between the Tamils and Muslims and Sinhalese. But no Muslim forcibly occupied any land belonged to the Tamils or the Sinhalese. It is the Muslim land that was forcibly occupied by the Tamil militants.
So now, are there any signs of these Tamil people giving back these lands?
We had discussion with Mr. The present Minister of Reconciliation, Karuna, and Paduman from Vatican when they were with the LTT. Right. They said, we will allow the Muslims to get back their lands. On that assurance, we went and had several discussions with them. But before we could achieve anything, things changed, you see. Now, the problem of resolving this Muslim land issue, first of all, the status quo. Original landowners must be allowed to go back and reclaim their lands. Unlawful occupants must be rejected.
Now, you did mention that you met with Karuna and some others, yes. A body of Muslims. Have you had any meetings with any other high-profile people in the government itself?
You know, some time back I went and saw Mr. Basil Rajapaksa, the chief presidential advisor. And also I gave him all the details he wanted, the list of the lands and the registers. And that is the only time I met him. After that, I have not heard anything from him. I tried to meet him, he's so busy. Things have not happened the way that it should have been, you see.
You met him in the capacity of the head of the Muslim Documentation Center?
Yes. I have got all the details, all the information, and we also made representation to the Human Rights Commission. Nothing is working. So Basil Rajapaksa, who said he will do something, nothing has happened. But the rainy season is coming, LTT is no more there, people want to go back to their land, the landmines are all cleared now. So this issue must be resolved on a humanitarian point of view, not communal. It's not Muslims, Tamils or Sinhalese. But the worst affected lot are the Muslims. I don't want anyone to be victimized because on communal lines. We all must think as Sri Lankans. And if those people have developed that land and cultivated, all of a sudden they are asked to go, that's very unfair.